Yo gang, I got the plague and wanted to make a video on the grandfather of plagues. It just felt thematically right, and they're my personal favorite chaos god, the one and only Nurgle. Can you believe that this is a viewer request video though, by the very cute and handsome Phil Plays? If you want to put in your own request, make sure to cough on a comment that you send my way about what you want me to cover next. Nurgle is one of the primordial chaos gods that comes from the realm of souls and emotions called the Warp. He's also given cute nicknames like the Lord of Decay, the Fly Lord, the Plague Lord, and many more wacky, stinky names. Nurgle is also the embodiment of entropy, morbidity, disease, and physical corruption. He's also the chaos god that is the most entangled in mortal day-to-day life. Nurgle likes giving people the gifts of raging fevers, chills, and many other ailments. Many don't survive it because he basically just gives you the turbo flu. And no amount of cold sweats or hot showers will help you out of those. Like all Chaos Gods, Nurgle gains his power off of the strong emotions of the Warp and feeds off of the fear of death and disease. This is where he gains most of his power, and considering where we are right now in the world, he's probably one of the stronger Chaos Gods in the current time. Nurgle is so powerful due to the person's unconscious response to fear and needing to cling to life, and basically opens the door to have Nurgle waltz right on in. Any prayer is taken as an invitation to Nurgle, for even somebody praying for a child to not be ill anymore, or a terminally ill man that's not quite ready to die, praying for one more day will allow corruption to take root. When Nurgle's on a hot streak and his pandemics are going across the galaxy, taking the lives of unknown millions, he can overpower even Khorne in power, which is insane because, the entirety of the Warhammer universe is about killing each other, hating each other, and letting blood flow. But other times, Nurgle just isn't having a good time, and he just chills and waits for his time to come again. Much like how life and death is a cycle, which is the truth of Nurgle. With every death comes a rebirth and a refurbishment of everything. With him being weak for some time, he can become a plague-bearing Giga Chad due to the eventual decay of everything and its eventual renewal of his power. Nurgle is often misunderstood from civilizations looking for answers that are much more simple than they think. Everything lives and dies, and everything gets renewed. And Nurgle's truth is that, and it makes him all the stronger. He's even quite fond of the Emperor sitting on the golden throne. Nurgle practically points and laughs at the Emperor because it's hilarious, because he's trying to tell him that he's going to die eventually and he's just going to be renewed. The Emperor goes against the very laws of nature that Nurgle embodies. Nurgle's physical form doesn't exist. It more ebbs and flows with it constantly changing and not looking concrete. Mortal mind can't even understand the form. They also assume Nurgle's gender, which is pretty funny because Chaos Gods don't even have genders, but he looks masculine enough and goes by grandfather, so why not? Everyone that has seen a manifestation of Nurgle has called him a yucky, nasty, disgusting thing though, with him being a giant bloated humanoid with his skin leathery and dead. Sores covering his face with holes in his body with rotting flesh, ruptured skin, and small lesser minions called Nurglings frolicking about him. The way he's so detailedly described reminds me of the Enema Gummy Bear reviews. Talking about Nurglings, they are very tiny little mischievous lesser demons of Nurgle, mainly because they are a miniature version of the God of Plagues himself. These demons get the old Athena treatment where they just burst out of another god, or godlike being. But instead of coming out of Zeus's forehead like Athena, they just come out of pustules and sores on Greater Demon's body. When they finally do come out, they like dancing and singing and giggling as they play. If they're not helping their Greater Demon out, they're usually just trying to give them gifts by getting dead animals, bones, or maybe even some nice mushrooms. They're smaller than a foot in height, but are short kings nevertheless. The Nurglings in battle are quite jovial and fun-loving, even in combat. They usually move in one giant group and attempt to trample the things that they are fighting while biting or gnawing and scratching them. They attack their enemies like a giant disgusting tidal wave of demonic power. Usually Nurglings are just +1s to the plague legions of Nurgle, with them tagging along with their fatherly great unclean one, or go to find friends amongst the troops. They are insanely protective of their friends and gleefully launch themselves at whatever they're fighting. I really wish these guys were in Darktide. I'd love to hit a few of them. With you playing Oaken, they'd probably get flugged so far. Nurglings are born from Great Unclean Ones. They're larger, more mature, fatherly Nurglings. Great Unclean Ones are several tons of fun, though. And I genuinely mean that. They are green mountains of rotting flesh, with sores all over them, with their intestines spilling out. At least we know they have guts. They also got small little legs and big bellies and large heads with antlers on them that are stag-like in nature. The Great Unclean Ones are Nurgle's lieutenants in the Great Game, with them being his battlefield generals. Surprisingly, Great Unclean Ones are very affectionate towards their followers, despite how monstrous and horrific they look. Great Unclean Ones have been noted to take pride in the achievements of their followers and view the horrors beyond comprehension in their forces as their own children. And the same goes for his followers, loving them back. Maybe you guys should follow me and I'll love you back. Maybe. Nurgle also has a Space Marine legion that he corrupted and called his own. He did this by having one particularly corruptible Marine that then corrupted all the other Marines. And Mortarion, Primarch of the Death Guard, was given the choice to either let all of his sons die or allow the love and compassion of the Grandfather of Plagues into his heart. He understandably chose the latter rather than the former, and now the nice, pristine, and incorruptible white of the Death Guard turned into a nice green. That's it, boils and ghouls. If you like this video and wish me a good recovery, make sure to lick that subscribe button like it's a doorknob. What's your favorite part about Nurgle? Make sure to tell me in the comments down below. I just love him. I just love him. I just love how he looks. He's so funny. Till next video, fellas.